What's up, duelists? Welcome back. We've got episode 25. I don't know. Which episode is this, James?
This should be episode 7.
Episode 7 of this GOAT format epic battle.
8.
Episode 8. We're on episode 8 of this epic GOAT format battle. The players have been, going tooth and nail. SDL Killa had a mini run. Dale, he's fighting back for his team. We've got Dale versus KREBZ619. We got Moxies in the chat. Say what's up, Moxies.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Yo, and
The most Canadian thing I've ever heard.
yes,
but
yes.
yeah, I mean Dale is just coming off beating SDL, putting a stop to his sweep, and Ghost Rider. So if he can make the comeback here, then they would be almost even.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and jump in. See who gets the. Looks like Dale loses the RPS, which is not a good place to be. Interesting opening hands. So KREBZ is on Warriors.
Yes.
Correct. Almost always.
Almost
brothers
always.
will die on that.
KREBZ is a brother.
I've never seen them play anything other than.
Wait, KREBZ is a brother. Who's he a brother of?
SD Killa.
Oh, okay. They're brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
Sets his whole hand. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Smart.
Yes.
You just want to play around duo. There's no reason not to set all four.
Exactly. And also it kind of weakens Typhoon hitting the Solemn, which is obviously.
I don't like that the last card he set was the Snatch. I feel like
that's too telling.
But yeah,
whatever.
But
it doesn't really matter.
I'm just a pain about this stuff.
Yeah, hits over the Sangan. Dale's hand's actually not too bad. What did he draw? A second copy of Goats? Yeah, so he set 2 Goats.
Just trying to bait Dust.
Yeah.
Did he? No, he's got a ring set back there, doesn't he?
For some reason, it looks like it's double Goats. Yeah.
Sometimes there's a weird glitch with that, but yeah,
it might be a glitch. Yeah. I guess we'll
just
find
trying
out.
To force.
I think KREBZ was
or
the one who
force
had the
one.
ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He metas the Serpent, which is interesting. That does expose it to something like Kaiku, which, as you can see, is in KREBZ's hand.
Yeah, but he has double Goats.
Yeah, but here's where you get punished.
I mean, that's just on topic. I don't think you can play around that.
Because what other play did Dale really have? Just set Regeki Break Pass or something?
He could kind of chill out on the Goats for a little while. He could just sit back on it for a while.
Yeah, but every turn you don't have the normal summon, you're like...
You do fall a little bit behind, but... I mean, Goats... If you can resolve a Goat into meta or whatever, or if you can... the Goat buys you a lot of time, and you have 2 of them. So,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One baits this, then he used the other one. Are they... Yeah, they're arguing about how this works, but the fact is you can chain another Goat.
Yes. You have an infinite number of windows to activate cards, correct? In the battle step? Infinite.
He could have activated 6 more scapegoats.
Infinite.
Disqualified.
Yes. For being too based.
So he's not summoning the Sasuke here. I guess just worried that the drawn card could be the Torrential or Mirror Force.
Yeah. Playing around a sweeper. Wisely so. I mean, he does have Prima, but these cards need to die. So
yeah,
he's got a lot of card advantage. You might as well just take the goats out and not be super
without
aggressive.
the Kaiku, then the Sinister would be a big problem too.
Yeah, exactly. But this Kaiku's it's going down here. He does end up summoning the Grandmaster into the potential sweeper.
Now that we burn the Regeki Break.
Yeah. He still didn't know which card was drawn for turn. I believe the Ring of Destruction was the drawn card for turn. But
both Dust and the Ring were drawn, but the one that was Regeki Break could have still been Torrential, sort of.
Yes. Yeah, potentially.
Which is fine though, because if you get Torrential there, it's fine. You still have the Prima. You just want to make sure you can get you still want to make sure you can get your summon on board.
Yeah.
This BLS is for sure getting solemned, right?
No,
because he's got Snatch, right? So a warrior player will almost always let one of their cards be banished if they have Snatch, just because it makes more. You're gonna get more value out of it doing like that.
Well, here it's almost definitely game. It's like.
Why wouldn't you solemn the Dust?
What was his other? Sorry, let's look at his other 4.
It's solemn.
No, because he's got Prima. And, oh no, Suzuki got banished. So
Yeah, I would
He has
solemn.
book.
Oh, he's just gonna book and then
He's
book
just
and
gonna
knock
book
and
knock and
put him on a
premature
2-turn
for the
clock.
Kaiku and
He could prima for the
Yeah,
Kaiku,
just
or he could just two turn him. I mean, either
well,
way.
we know it's it's not Mirror Force or Ring by this point, and like the
yeah.
Kaiku
Well, you-
just cuts off.
Yeah, that's true.
And now
I
he
guess.
has Solemn against UC.
And he knows there's 2T, right? So he's not really. He can play super aggressive,
Yeah, he knows it's just 2T
right?
Dragon,
It's
one
Serp.
Serpent.
He
Yeah.
knows Serp and 2TD, and he's got a Solemn. So whatever that
Yeah.
fourth card is, that if it's a problem, he can Solemn. I mean, this
And
is
he
just a good
draws
card
that.
top deck because now he's just gonna
Yeah.
summon a.
And
Yeah.
that should be game 2.
Yeah,
Warriors
I love
did the
I love
Warriors
the
thing.
careful play of Solemn there. I think that's so smart.
Yeah, just saving it
People-
till the very last moment.
Well, that's where it's the most powerful, right? Like if it's one of the first
Yeah.
cards you play when there's like both people have 5 cards, it's not nearly as impactful as when it gets to like 2-1 card, and then it can be a game winner, a game swinger.
Exactly,
Yeah, 'cause-
exactly.
I mean, it probably would it have probably been the same result if he had just Solemn the Dust there, sure, but
Yeah,
especially because he also had the book to chain if
Yeah.
some, but like whatever.
yeah. I think
just playing like the long con of
just letting
little
the Snatch Steal resolve by Soloming the Dust, because you have the book, it's like the only reason that wouldn't be great is if they like had specific, even if they have like specifically Mirror Force, you can book the BLS when you attack with it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just like, you can just kill that turn. Why give him another draw step? Like,
Well, actually,
I don't know.
Was Estiel Killa still at Well, never mind. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I think
I
either
guess
way was fine.
Either way was fine, yeah. Okay, so this game starts off, Dale's got a lot of defense. He's got two battle traps, which normally people do side in against this warrior deck, right? It's just like a nice little catch-all, but
Yeah.
he opted not to set either of them on turn 1.
Well, he just wanted to catch.
He just want to
breakers.
be greedy too, yeah.
But Moxie,
You could
I want
you
to
could
ask you
just-
something. Do you like if you have this hand as warrior against CC? Like, do you like this hand? Do you feel like you have a good hand right now?
if I'm Warriors,
Yeah,
no, this is a pretty average hand.
yeah. Because I feel like if this monster gets dealt with in any way, then you can just so easily get like outflipped and outpaced.
Yeah, but Kaiku is not really a card you want to see in the first. Like you don't really want it to be
Yeah,
a
you
first
can't-
summon.
You can't press your face downs with it effectively.
No, exactly. It's a card that's more powerful when it's a couple turns in and you can summon it to beside another monster to get its value. But like you don't really want to be just attacking into face downs with Kaiku.
Yeah,
I
I
just,
guess I felt like that was worth mentioning just because like he did resolve the pot and like he's gonna set 5. So like if you're I don't know, if you're just looking at it that way, you're like, oh wow, good warrior hand. But like it actually is like not, it's like average or not so good, I would say.
What I really am like thinking about is Dale's first turn. Dale didn't play like some of the cards that I probably would have led on. Like I have multiples of these battle traps, right? I
Right.
probably would have led on one of them and then like
Well, the thing is though is that you can't first off you can't do 2 unless it's with Scapegoat because you don't want to get blown up by Storm. And if you set just the battle trap or a battle trap and ring, you're kind of putting yourself into Storm, into Breaker. And if you set the battle trap, you can just get blown out if it's just sitting there by itself. You like ring is like probably the best card to set by itself.
yeah.
I mean, it's just like
guess.
what other
I was
other
thinking
than
you
holding-
would set widespread scapegoat and then you would just like not set a monster.
You could set Scapegoat with it. You could.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's better to get. I mean, I think like exactly this hand shows why getting your monster down first and dealing with that first summon, like assuming there's no knock, and I mean maybe he'll solemn this. I don't know, but
He didn't opt to solve it. This torrential here is pretty good.
Yeah, this is really
I don't
good.
think he would have solemned that, but yeah, I mean I think ring there. The only like it's not like in chaos control where you're saving ring maybe to deal with the TER. It's like ring is going to be about as good as a battle trap.
Holding the
Sure.
Sakuretsu here and holding the scapegoat here. What is the thought process behind that? I guess the scapegoat because you have torrential, but like holding and the Saku there is redundancy, but I don't know.
So he set widespread torrential. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he set widespread torrential. What do you think is the thought process behind this, as opposed to setting something like just setting all
I
your
think
traps?
he just thinks goat is valuable and doesn't want it to get dusted.
Mhm.
But like something like, I guess you do have both the summon stop and you do have the widespread stop, so they would have to have double solemn to really force something through.
Yeah, and the only thing you're really scared of being forced through in that case is like Donzalug. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's trying to like get power through some of this back row so that his escape will resolve, right? 'Cause that's kind of his like he's already behind a bit here, so I think he just wants to try and make sure the scapegoat actually goes through.
Yeah, yeah, maybe try to slog through a solemn first before it resolves. And it is an important card. I mean, like scapegoat meta is like one of the best things you can do against the warrior deck.
Like, yeah, here I was gonna say now he sets 2 because now it's like only the new one that could be dust really, and then he still wants to protect the 50/50, you know?
Yes, yes, you definitely do have to activate this. Here he
And like
opts
there,
to
was
he
just trying
elects
bait
to
solemn.
yeah, he elects to Saku and he just kind of lets it happen. Does he does have the solemn. Krebs
Yeah.
wisely saying that Dawn for Saku is like a fine trade. Like there's
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he probably knows there's a goat down.
yeah, and he doesn't get the Don's Luke syndrome. A lot of weaker players probably would have solemn the Sakuretsu armor, like no cap, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
he just drew book and held and passed back to Krebs, which is pretty passive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
what
he
else are you gonna do?
I mean, he's just gonna I guess he's just gonna hope he off. Oh wait,
He's
am
gonna
I
goat this, I
letting it?
think, right? Or maybe just take.
I think
He could
he's
wait
I think
for
he's
the
If
thinking
you're not
about
trenching, I think you're cold.
yeah, if you don't torrential, but I think he's considering torrentialing. The only issue is that does put a light in the grave. I don't know how much that like I don't know how much
I don't
Dale's
think I would
considering
torrential
that.
this.
I don't think I would either. I think I would actually
I think
I would
take
just
the
take the
damage.
15. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
probably just
I would
take the
just take the
15.
damage.
Yeah. Dale elects to go for scapegoat.
Well, this is fine. I mean, because the thing is, like,
is it fine?
I mean, I don't know. Like, the thing is, Krebs can.
Is Dale
Like,
thinking
he's not
like
going to summon. He's not going to summon another monster next turn. So then he's probably just going to poke with the warrior lady again, and then you're just forced to goats then, and then you're like kind of in the same position, but he's seen more draws, and then you're down 1,500 life points. It's like more turns that he can draw like dust shoot or.
Well, I'm not saying do nothing. I'm saying torrential. I think torrentialing.
Oh, I
is
thought
fine.
we agreed. I thought we agreed no torrential.
I think you're either taking damage or you're activating torrential. I don't think you're ever scape leading on goat because this hand is.
Nah.
If your goat doesn't resolve, this hand falls apart.
Yeah, maybe he wants the extra spot open so you can have 2. Like that could be
I
a
don't-
thing. He's got snatch
I don't
shield.
think.
What the fuck is this?
I don't think he's goading there unless he has like triple solemn. You know.
He draws another go. So
Yeah,
I'm
this
surprised
is-
he didn't
you have to-
try to
you-
do anything there.
Pain for
To be
Prio.
honest.
yeah.
He's gonna force out a Psalm though, which is gonna be pretty
Well, if
good.
he priorities, then it. Yeah.
He didn't priority, which is smart. It's as a play. It plays around
Yes.
just about.
It's pretty often the case to not. You know.
Yeah. Generally speaking, you don't want to get blown out by something like.
Well, yeah, if it's just against scapegoats, there's no real reason to Prio.
But it's kind of surprising, even with no priority. I feel like I would torrential that.
Yeah. I would. Sure.
Because now you're
Yeah.
gonna be down a lot of life. Like,
Plus, one of your best draws here is like, okay, let's say the torrential gets solemned, right? One of your best draws here is
Right.
heavy storm. It's like just one of your best draws on this board.
I mean, you don't even
So
like
playing to
storm
heavy
is insane, but you don't even like need storm because if it baits the solemn, I don't think. I
Yeah,
don't
the
need solemn
snatch
that
shield
either.
can be
then you
super.
have snatch.
Yeah, then you've snatch. I think you should have definitely torrential to worst case
I don't
scenario.
think he's solemning it, but I just think that like it's kind of the same position we were talking about at the very beginning, where like he needs to keep drawing monsters, or else all these traps don't really do anything. So
Yeah,
I'd
and
rather
like
keep him
this
after
tribe sticking when you have scapegoat in hand is like
yes,
that's
exactly.
not good for you. Like it forces you to play in a way that's like very uncomfortable, to say the least.
And now you're just doing stuff. I mean,
If he flips the tribe, then it's bad. But if this DD warrior lady connects on this Sangan, like it's not great for you.
okay.
He does get the solemn. He does get the
Okay.
the solemn with the torrential. So
So I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, unfortunately, now he's down the snatch.
so if you're in Krebs' position, do you activate DD warrior lady here?
Yeah. I think yeah.
I think you have to pretty much.
What is Sangan
Well,
search
'cause-
that's so devastating from this position?
Serp is
Sinister.
pretty.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
pretty good.
So are you under the impression that this person has like ways to utilize a SERP in their current hand?
Well,
Or
they're 12 cards deep in a 2 to 3, probably 3 Metamorphosis deck.
Yeah.
I'd assume at this point there would probably be a Metamorphosis been holding, especially since from KREB's point of view, Dale's been holding a lot of cards turn after
Right.
turn after turn, which means it's probably likely that if he's not summoning monsters, then there are cards he's holding, which would be Metamorphosis.
okay.
Well, and did he? What's the set on Dale's right now?
The set on Dale's, it's Scapegoat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he hasn't had a position to use a meta in hand at all. Like because he cut him off with the tribe.
Well,
So,
he did.
like-
He did have one turn window actually,
Right,
where he had
right.
tokens that he could have made. He could have
like-
attempted to make one, and then.
But like he didn't even. I mean, he didn't even do that, and KREBZ knows that. Even if he had the meta there, he might not have used it. But it did seem like he was trying to set up for a potential meta. So
Yeah, it
I don't think
seems
it's
like,
unreasonable to think he has meta. You know,
or that he's drawn it at some point in the last however many turns or whatever. That's totally reasonable. Also, like another thing to consider is that KREBZ already has a light and a dark, so that banishing the DD Warrior Lady, it's not too bad for him. Like,
Well, what is KREB's back row right now? Saku
He's got-
Force and
Dust Shoot as well.
oh, that does shoot.
Oh, well, that actually changes things.
That
right?
changes
Yeah.
me thinking about that. Because
Yeah,
if he's got
'cause, like-
dust shoot, you probably should let him.
Search, right? Because if he searches, then it turns on your Dust Shoot.
Yeah, and you keep board presence. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting situation here. He likes to go for the scapegoats, knowing that that the tribe can't be activated with 0 cards in hand.
Yeah,
which
that's
is-
that's
that's just good. I mean, and then the Metamorphosis resolves, which is can't really ask for much more from the chaos control perspective.
Yeah, you should have just let the Sangan go.
Yeah, that was a little sus. But you know, hey, here we are. Set Faith. The top deck was Premature, which is he draws Rhoda and he elects not to go for it.
well. There's no real reason, right? Well, I mean, yeah, because you don't really have a lot of follow up. I mean, I guess you could.
Well,
You have exiled into
no, I
Premature,
think that,
right?
I mean, it's just kind of like, what are you? Well, okay, right? Like, I guess if he,
I mean, you're
I mean,
not
he
going
has
to
the
lose
battle trap.
because you have a battle trap, so there's no reason just to use the exile to bring out a Prima to do. You can't even go for game shot.
I mean, what about like exiled hitting the face down, and he hasn't gotten back the Sinister, and the Sangan's gone.
Yeah, that's not bad because that's because now he's gonna kill the Thousand Eyes Restrict and then
He's going to be able to
the
resolve
fate.
his.
Well,
flip,
I don't even know if he's gonna kill it, but the point is that he can't really. Like, I don't know if he's gonna use battle trap here. Okay,
he
well now it
elects
just
to.
it opens him up to,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was actually thinking exile the set monster, but
and then you can pass for a turn, and because you don't necessarily you don't want to just go.
And then that duo, dude,
exactly.
That's exactly why you want to do shit like
That's
that.
exactly because then you're just keeping more cards in it. But like, you don't want to be Rhoda exiled, Prima exiled. Like you need an attacker. So
This Asura Priest is actually not the worst draw here. It's not great, but it gets
pretty
you out
good
of
draw.
it gets you out of
Pretty good
like,
draw because
yeah.
it kills all the stuff, and then it also all right, okay.
I
But
mean,
it would have made the Dust Shoot live too, right?
yeah, it would have made the Dust Shoot live. Yeah. He elects
Okay,
to
so
set
plays
Snatch
around it.
Steal to
No,
play
he's
around
just gonna
Dust
do it
Shoot.
before he discards. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that sure.
Gets back meta. Pretty legit.
You're just gonna do
Yeah.
it the play.
So he decides to pitch both Thunder Dragons again to continue playing around Dust Shoot, which is pretty smart, honestly. The
I don't know
Tsukiyomi,
about- Yeah. Oh, never mind. I just miscounted. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, and the Tsukiyomi, like what you've got going on with the Tsukiyomi from Dale's perspective, is so much better than just having that extra Thunder Dragon in your hand.
This
Well,
is kind of
you-
interesting too, because like now we're getting to the point where like that trap dust shoot is actually starting to like be a negative for the value it is not getting and probably won't get for the rest of
Well, if it already essentially, I mean, this is a bad trade, but it already stopped him from adding the second Thunder Dragon. Like, that's something, you know.
It is
Yeah.
not. It's non-zero, but it's still like
But it sucks. 'Cause
you're down
that's not like a
horrendous
real
here.
card. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Going
mean,
for the
from Dale's
Tsukiyomi
perspective,
pressure.
you kind of just can chill, because I don't know if. Well, sure, okay.
Yeah, because this Mirror Force probably has to answer like. Well, I don't know actually.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
probably not
I
going to
don't-
use it until he feels comfortable with a play, like a follow-up
Well,
play.
if he knows one is dust shoot, and then it's like, well, it's just another battle trap. Like, he can just
Dust shoot the Suk. Yeah. On the draw step, I suppose. Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah.
His
I guess he was just fine with it by that point.
yeah. That was an
His
interesting
swap
moment.
is so powerful that maybe you wouldn't want to set it.
We do see creature swap from Dale. I think that card's like in this matchup particularly is very good.
That's a really good set of cards to draw there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
if this pod gets in,
that's just the nuts, bro. That's just the nuts.
That's a very good set of cards. And yeah, you just know it's like non-real, and even this, it's like okay.
Yeah.
The one that he set next to Snatch could be this solemn, but other than that, it's just it's over basically, right? Because
yeah, KREBZ is down horrendous.
Yeah, and even this, it's like okay, yeah, because otherwise it'd be lethal. This is lethal, then it's lethal.
Yep, he has the perfect amount of cards to threaten lethal with like 6 different things, and then that's that. All right, game three. I think there was some really interesting decision points in that last one, particularly DD Warrior Lady Sangan, and just a few things here and there. And the Exiled Force turn where he could have rotated for Exiled Force and hit the face down. I think that those two were pretty big decision points in the last game.
A couple of weird things too, like
yeah,
we're talking about with the goats and
yeah, that was really interesting. The way he sequenced those first few turns was really.
I mean, it really worked out for him.
It did because of the way the game was played, though. I think there's a world where that just doesn't work out because he doesn't give him the Sangan and then he dies in 2 turns. You know what I mean?
Well, like the snatch baiting book, and then that sort of like making the torrential more live than it was. I think that was a smart interaction.
Yeah, this game KREBZ opens double dust shoot, which is,
and he's going first.
Yeah, which is just like honestly, is there anything that we can say about dust shoot like that? Hasn't already been said.
It's never going to be a bad card, but it's not super overly powerful in this matchup either.
In this specific matchup, no.
It's not like overpowered.
Yeah, it doesn't take goat meta, which is like I guess the biggest thing.
And swap and stuff too.
I guess we can't tell in the replay if he actually like chained it or one, but you should almost like you don't ever chain one to the other one because you can just use the other one on resolutions. So there's no point.
The only time you ever chain is if they have exactly 4 cards in hand. Because then you need to chain it in order to resolve both. But that's like the only time you would ever.
I can't tell in this, but it seems like I mean if he already saw the hand, then he knows that he's going to use both anyway.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is KREBZ has elected to play Dekoichi in the post-board games in this matchup, which is interesting.
Yeah. Both brothers right now I think are playing this side.
It is interesting because it's weird because I feel like this isn't really a matchup that I want Dekoichi,
No, you wouldn't. I don't see why you want your flips against a deck that can just take them away from you.
Right? It's like a card to set across from 1,000 Eyes if it has your stuff, and to set across from Sorcerer. It gives you kind of longevity, and
I think it's one of those cards where like if you're on the play,
going first. I think they mostly decided going first.
Yeah, I think going first it is significantly better than going second. Going second, it's just like it's kind of sus. But going first, I think is good enough. You can do some stuff. It's not a good draw though. The third dust shoot here is just like it's gonna probably be a blank.
This is why I stopped playing 3 dust shoot.
Yeah, honestly, when you draw the third dust shoot, it's almost always dead, which is just something to consider if you guys are. So this is interesting here.
If he had just resolved 1 dust shoot first turn and then drawn into the second one, it would have not been super great.
Yeah, this is an interesting decision point here because with this tribe attacking, right? You can just let this happen. You can book it to cycle your book. You can call back one of your guys. You could even book the tribe. What are you guys thinking about doing
here?
What
are KREBZ backers now? It's force book.
Book call.
Oh, book
call. I'm booking my Dekoichi.
You're cycling the book.
It's already got its value.
That's likely what I would do too.
You play a deck that you can out strength the tribe really easily, so it's not the biggest issue.
Like you have literally like 15 outs.
Yeah.
To the tribe.
But so is there any consideration to not using the book, just saving it?
I mean, yeah, you could just not do it. I don't actually that. It's not a play that's better or worse. Like I don't think.
So if from KREBZ perspective, here's the thing: if he books the tribe, right, that means he can attack with Dekoichi. If there's a battle trap involved, then he still has call and he can still get the tribe off the field this turn.
Yeah, that part's true. But if you can bait a back row on a Dekoichi, like yeah, see now that's a really good value.
Yeah, so I think it ended up working out for him, but I don't think that it was definitely an interesting play. I don't really love cycling book like that. In general, I like if I have the opportunity to turn my book into a new drawn card, it gives away a little bit too much information for me. I'd rather just let my guy die a lot of the time.
I mean, book is good in this matchup. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
And like if he does have the call, he can push through twice. Sure.
Yeah.
But like you're at 8,000. It's like you don't. I feel like I don't mind taking a 16 if I'm seeing like I'm gonna see like 3 more draws to hit any monster over 16 or attack. You know.
Yeah. The Mirror Force is gone, so KREBZ top decks Asura and like just summons it. You do have to be careful of Torrential, but I think it's better to summon this Asura because it allows you to pressure through goats. So like
I mean, he knows the whole hand.
Yeah, plus it buffs Blade Knight, right? Does he know the Saku? Was that a turn 1 card?
No, that's the only one he doesn't
That was
know.
withdrawn.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, Saku on the Asura Priest. I mean, you have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it. Pot of Greed.
Does he set book here? No, he's like, there's no way he has the third dust shoot. And then, lo and behold,
that's unfortunate. Dang.
Oh my god! Like we were just talking about how the third dust shoot is so rarely live or almost never live, and then he draws the one thing that makes it live.
Yeah,
that's
it's so funny too because like as the warrior player, I feel like you have the dead dust shoot in hand, and they have like 2 cards. And it's always such a struggle on whether you want to set it or not. And sometimes you're like, well, if they try to sack me with fucking drawn pot, then I got him.
Dude, honestly, he could have priority booked. Like, I get not doing it because this.
Doing that. Like, that's not good. What do you do after that?
You know, you set Tsukiyomi. I don't know. You can make a Darkfire Dragon and kill the Blade Knight. Yeah, like, I just.
That's really unfortunate.
It is really unfortunate.
Setting book there wouldn't have been
a
like
bad
book
play
before pot.
What are you going for here with this Rhoda? I mean, you know the hand, so you probably just get like.
There's no reason why you're not just going for. Game. Yeah, you're going.
Oh, well, it's not game. Sorry.
Right. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, I guess I'd probably. I don't know what Blade. I think double Blade is probably better.
He likes to go for the Donza Loop.
That's fine too. It's not
Syndrome.
This is a Syndrome play because like he can in theory let both of these attacks go through.
What's in grave? Dale's grave.
Dale has just tribe in terms of lights and darks, so he has no lights or darks.
If you Dawn and you hit the BLS and then they draw sorcery.
I mean, he has no darks still.
Oh, whoops! I thought this Suki. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Well then.
Yeah, he's actually.
Whatever. I mean,
I don't know.
I see Dawn. Sure.
I don't.
Either one was going to force the book, but now it's like
Dawn doesn't necessarily force the book. That's the thing. And Dawn also doesn't. Dawn also doesn't threaten lethal.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, that would have been lethal, but you can make the argument that a Tsukiyomi would be really bad too.
So that's a fair point.
That's true.
Yeah.
But would it really?
No, actually, Tsukiyomi
wouldn't have mattered actually.
Tsukiyomi actually would have been a W for you. He would have been forced to meta his own Tsukiyomi into Darkfire Dragon.
Yeah, and just keep the Dawn in defense or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, either way, I guess.
Yeah, this game's just. What's this other back row? What's the back row of KREBZ?
What were you saying?
It's Nobleman.
This game's what?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Wait, what's his top deck? What's his top deck?
Top deck Snatch Steal can.
What? This Donzalug is actually haunting him right now. Like, if he had just gotten Blade Knight, this game would have been over.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is what, like a 12-turn clock? So.
Yeah, the Syndrome, dude. It gets even the most powerful players, dude. The Donzalug Syndrome. We need to release like some medication. PSA. Yeah, like something that like he makes it in defense. That's a heads up move because he's at 200, so most monsters kill him. Heads up move.
Trying to not die.
Tries not to die. Yeah. What did he draw?
What about
go? Okay.
Wait, what did he have engraved?
Who?
KREBZ.
He has Blade Knight, Dekoichi, Breaker, basically as prima targets. So I think getting Kaiku's good.
Kaiku there?
No, because he has a light, and the dark fire gives him a dark.
Okay, yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, you definitely get Kaiku. Scapegoat, the top deck from Dale, going to give him at least one more turn, if not
Give him
more,
life.
which is huge. That's a huge fucking draw. And then Storm to clear everything.
Wow. How? Wait. What?
This is an insane game. I mean, this is going to come down to inevitably someone just hitting ring or like getting that last like. Yep, there you go.
Oh.
There you go. Speak of the devil.
This is what we got to have, like a tally in this
Of
video.
how many
Like,
called shots, right? Yeah. Yep.
chain.
And that's game.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Boom.
That ring was nasty, dude.
That game was going downhill for KREBZ really fast with all that
But
ring.
not only was it ring, but it was Asura Priest too. This is the power
Right,
of
yeah, that forces the sacrifice. Yeah.
This is the power of double Asura Priest. I mean, I've been saying it. You guys have been saying it. The people who watch the videos, smash like, subscribe.
Yeah.
You know, give us some love. Give Moxie some love. Moxie's not a regular.
Moxies. Do it for Moxies.
Do it for Moxies. Moxies,
Oh, thank you.
let the people know. Let the people know right now. Tell them what you want them to do, Moxies.
Like and subscribe and follow this channel. Everyone here is great. Edison is great. Goats is great. Bring
Tell
the
'em.
views.
Tell
But
them.
he said Edison first. Clip that.
Yeah, clip that. All right.
It is an Edison format. We got to shout out Edison.
Shout out Edison. Peace
Or
out,
Edison
everybody.
Channel, sorry.
Just peace out, everybody.